What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again with the preview. I hope everyone's fit and well. And as you know, it's the Birmingham v Nottingham Forest preview. And if you want to know the prediction, put your predictions in below and the score. Before I do start, if you are new to our channel, please do hit the subscribe button, like if you want like this as well, and comment below of all your scores for tomorrow's game. But before I start, I've got a special guest. I've got a Birmingham fan in Tom. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you, mate. Pleasure to be on the show, and thank you for having me on.
Well, before we do start, as you know, me and Tom, we've got a little bit of a grin on our face, a little smile on our face, because as everyone knows, I can't stop laughing. Sheep lost 3-0, so I know everyone's going to be a little bit jolly, but yeah, lost 3-0. Tom, how you feel about that result?
Happy days, very happy.
But yeah,
that is, most of my mates are Derby fans, so I tend to get stick quite regularly whenever they're doing well. So it's nice to see them put down a peg for once. You know, constantly in and around the playoffs, that divine right thing comes into it. It's nice to see them struggling for a change like we normally do every season. So it's nice to have a good laugh about, to be honest.
So, like I said, massive game tomorrow, but as well, good news as well before we do start, as everyone knows, it's been on social media. That what's that league called again? The other league, the stupid
European Super League's been binned.
Yeah, it's been binned, everyone. So that's another positive thing. So Derby losing, the big losing. It's been a great night for Forest and Birmingham fans and all football fans around the world. So let's start. Birmingham v Nottingham Forest tomorrow. Before we do start, like I said, Tom, he's a YouTuber as well. I did a preview on his channel as well. Make sure you do subscribe. The link is below. Tom, before we do start, put a plug on your channel as well.
Yeah, just go check us out, guys. If any Blues fans as well, especially, and you haven't seen us before, it's Blues Focus TV. So go check us out there. And I'm Tom from the Blues Focus podcast. Our podcast is doing quite well at the moment. Had some good feedback. I also do match previews, opposition view videos, and the man, the myth, DoreOnTour was on my latest opposition view video. So go check that out. And yeah, also get the final whistle reaction video from straight after the game.
Yep. So let's start. I'm going to start with last season. Like I've been on Tom's channel, and we talked about last season's game at your ground. As everyone knows, I was on the pitch, and it was an amazing experience. But the game was just one of them. Like, it was awful. And Tom, can you remember that game?
I can, yes. It was delightful for me. Well, I mean, obviously, you kind of took a reasonably early lead through Thiago Silva. I remember he just literally dribbled his way past the defence and then slotted home from close range. He was in good form at the time as well, so it wasn't really a surprise. And then we were just playing so poorly, and the fans are trying to get behind him. Then we can see the penalty, and it's like, oh, for goodness sake, here we are. It's going to be 2-0. Then, you know, the man, the myth, former Forest keeper, Lee Camp, pulls it out of the bag. The cat himself. And then as soon as he saves the penalty, the game just turns on its head. The momentum completely shifted. Scott Hogan, a couple of minutes later, goes and bags up the other end. Obviously, he likes a goal against Forest, as I've heard.
That guy, no, he's no. Like I said, he's always goes past Forest anywhere, any team that he plays for. So I'm not looking forward to him. So yeah, big game for both clubs. I think, as you know, because Derby lost. If Forest win tomorrow, that's guaranteed safety. But as well, Birmingham, they need to win as well to get away from the bottom three. So let's start Birmingham season. Since I think we played you at City Ground, it was 0-0, wasn't it? It was 0-0.
Yeah, it finished 0-0. It was a very even game, to be honest. Neither side, you know what, it was a very dull game as well because neither side actually had any clear. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, neither side had any clear-cut chances. It was a very boring, drab 0-0. I think it was one or two shots from outside the box, but that was it. Nothing too clear-cut, and I hope it's not the same again, to be honest.
So your season so far, like I said, it was 0-0 at the City Ground, but what's been happening, as you know, Cranky got sacked, Boyer come in, but we're going to start with what happened? Like, as far as fans know, Anthony Conte, he was the Forest manager, but then he got sacked due to the Forest owners. But what happened with Birmingham and Anthony Conte?
It's a crazy one, really. So much promise at the start of the season. Lots of excitement. This is a promotion manager. He's been there, done that. Did okay at Forest. He was 7th at the time of his sacking, 4 points off the playoffs. Not bad. And obviously he finished 2nd with Middlesbrough and got them promoted. So there was a lot of excitement. I think we just expected a better organised team. And to be honest, that was the way the season started. We started well, beat Brentford first game of the season, top side. So it really looked on the up. Then we had a few draws, then a couple of losses and some more draws. We became draw merchants. It just didn't look to turn up, to be honest. And then we'd have the odd win that we'd celebrate like we just won the league. So it was a weird one. I think the squad mentality was all over the place, constantly up and down, and we could just never settle. And I think it just got to a point where it couldn't go on anymore. No one could really gel anymore. Karanka was quite stubborn with his style. He had his way of playing. He wanted to stick to it, and he tried to adapt.
It's same at Forest as well.
Exactly. He was very stubborn. Just wanted. He was trying to adapt on something that already wasn't working. And we became predictable, worse game by game, picked up the occasional result, but it's nowhere near enough to stay up. So we were worried. Then obviously Bowyer's come in. His first 4 games are against top 6 sides. So we're all bricking it. It was scary because we thought 10 games left to go. It's probably too late. We felt dead and buried. He's come in and he's in 6 games. He's picked up 4 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. And we've picked up, I think it's 2 wins against top 6 sides, good win against Stoke, a crucial win against Rotherham. That wasn't our prettiest performance, but we got the job done, and that's how you got to play in this league. So no, and we've kept 4 clean sheets on the bounce. And to do that in the Championship is crazy. We've not done that since 2011, funnily enough, under Chris Hughton. So, the last time we actually did that was under Chrissy Hughton, and Bowyer's already reaching high goals, and he's only been here 6 games. So,
was you happy with the appointment?
Yeah, I was. I didn't know whether it was going to be enough. In all honesty, I wasn't sure whether it'd be enough to keep us up. To be honest, because. He did well at Charlton to get them up, but obviously struggled in the Championship. But that was due to injuries. Actually started really well. I remember they were 2nd in November. We were the first team to beat them. So it was definitely promising, but obviously he was just unlucky at Charlton in the end. And he did need something fresh. And I'm glad he came here and took the risk, because a lot of people didn't want to come to Blues because it did look like we were destined to go down at one point. And he's come in and he's believed in the players, and his belief has paid off. He's really done a good job, and I was delighted to see him come in because he's former Blues man. And the last time he was at the club, we won the League Cup.
Beat Arsenal 1-0. Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah. So, crazy stuff, and he'll always be part of Blues history anyway. So to have someone who knows the club come in like that and really gel well is fantastic. It's perfect.
So what players, like I'll give you 2 questions. Like, what players have been great, but what players have been disappointing for you so far the season for you?
It's really, there's not been one player who's probably been completely consistent. Everyone's had their drops and their ups. Right now, I'm very pleased with players like Gary Gardner, who's obviously former Forest.
Yeah,
I remember he was scoring some cracking long goals when he was long shot goals when he was playing for you. So he's been good of late. Jeremy Bella earlier on in the season was fantastic, and on his day still a good player. Ivan Sanchez, same for him. Halilovic recently has been really good, but he's missing out tomorrow, which is good for you, not so good for us. But yeah, and then Scott Hogan's had his on and off periods. But to be honest, I'd say right now, under the Bowyer era, our back line has been the most impressive part, because Harley Dean has been on fire. The 3 man of the match awards in the last 3 games. So that's a credit where credit's due. Mark Roberts has been great as well. and Pedersen's been quite good too. So I'd say right now, the players that are really on form is our defence. So we're not going to be easy to break down. We've got a 100% win record at home under Bowyer so far, so no one's been able to take anything from us.
Yep.
So it's certainly not going to be easy for Forest, but you're a good team on your day, and if you turn up, there's no reason why you can't come away with anything, especially in this league. But as far as forward players, I'd have to say Juki. Juki, he's managed to bag
Good player. Good player.
Exactly, a proper championship player. He's managed to bag 3 goals in his last 5 games. He's come back into form under Bowyer, and it's just great to see.
I was about to say what players that you worry about Forest. I spoke to your channel yesterday about the Super Joe Lolly. He loves going past your club, but he's not playing tomorrow.
Thank God.
What players are you wary about tomorrow from the Forest side?
I think there's 2 key players for me, and they're both very, very young. And that's Alex Mighton, who obviously I mentioned, and obviously James Garner as well, who Manchester United youth product. So he's always going to have some class about him for sure. And Forest, they're known for producing quite good young players. So I'm not surprised that much about Mighton. That he's got where he's got to, and I think it's only up from here for him, really. I would have been scared of Lolly if he wasn't injured, so that's always good. Obviously, if Graben plays, Graben on his day he's a good championship striker. But right now, those 2 youngsters would be the ones I'd highlight personally: Gardner and Mighton, but particularly Garner at the moment, I think.
So, like I said, it's a massive game for both clubs tomorrow. Like I said, as we mentioned, Derby lost today. Are you a little bit wary with there's a few games left? Do you think you'd be safe, or do you think you're still a bit wary about getting the bottom 3?
I think we'll be safe. I do think we'll be safe. But there's still that nervousness. I'm never gonna completely be like, yeah, we're safe. I think we'll be safe, but I'm not certain on it yet because anything can happen in this league. I don't want to go assuming things. But we're not safe until it's mathematically confirmed. But I tell you what, if we win tomorrow, then we're pretty much 1 draw away from safety. So we'll see. We'll see. Even if we drew tomorrow, I'd just be happy if we drew tomorrow and then beat Derby on Saturday. I'd much rather beat Derby than Forest. So we'll see. But I'm not getting my hopes up too much yet. But I do feel a lot less worried than I was 6 games ago. That's for sure.
People, like if you're watching this, if there's any questions for myself, for Tom, about Forest, about Birmingham, I said, please do hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. 3 more questions, Tom. If I say this to everyone, if Birmingham stay up, what do you need to improve next season?
For me, I think it's just being more consistent. That's on the pitch. It's definitely about being more consistent, which we have been under Bowyer so far. So if we can carry that into next season, that would be great. I think it'd just be nice to not have a season where we're panicking so much, even if it's just a nice casual mid-table finish. I'd be pleased with that because that is already a step in the right direction for us, considering if you look at the last 10 years, a mid-table would always be the step in the right direction. But as for transfers, I think we definitely need to strengthen up front in attacking areas. I think Bowyer will do that because if the system he wants to play, I think he's favourite in 5-3-2 at the moment. So I think he just needs to find his own players that he believes would suit his system and his style. And if we're already executing it now with the bunch we already have, I do believe we could be so much better with players that he believes, and I trust in Bowyer that he believes will improve this squad and play to his system better than we already are. So I think it is just about becoming more comfortable, making some decent signings, but not going too crazy.
I spoke to you about your owner, because like I said, Forest in the past, Forest has had ridiculous owners. I thought, what's your owner been like this season and since he's been at the club?
It's tough really with our owners. They are They are quite elusive. If you look at the chain of command, it's truly horrific. It's all over the place. There's lots of different shareholders, stakeholders, whatever, here, there, and everywhere. So it's really, really difficult to know where you're supposed to look up to. But the only face we've really got to have a dig at is Dong Ren. But he himself is a nutcracker, to be honest. He's not the sanest of blokes, and he's not the nicest of blokes either. I got rid of a lot of staff that have been at the club for over 20 years that know the club well, to bring in his own people, but his own people that don't know football. And that is proven. And many players that have come into the club and left the club since have all said one of the biggest problems is there is nowhere near enough football people in our club right now. And I hope that we can improve that. I think we have already started to improve it a little bit, baby steps in that direction. But the fans are still protesting to get Dong Ren out, and we're doing it in. It's certainly being done in the best way possible, considering the COVID restrictions and whatnot. It's just banners being put up around the city, and Blues Collective, the lads who are doing it, fair play to them. They're doing really well at spreading that message, because Dong Ren is a big part of any toxicity at our club right now. So the sooner he's gone, the better. I just hope we replace properly, and we're not too silly with the whole thing, because he has made some horrific decisions over the years. And like I said to you the other day, he said on Bowyer's first game, 4-4-2 won't work. And he said to anyone that would listen that he believes we'll lose 3-0 to Reading. And we went and won 2-1 playing 4-4-2.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't even that long ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when we had a former Forest manager, Steve Cottrell, in charge, and Dong Ren was telling Steve Cottrell that he had to play this lineup, this formation. He's getting involved in team selection, which I also think you've had your own experience with Fawaz as well.
Yeah. I was about to say Fawaz as well, but wow, that's weird.
I do think our clubs relate in that sense over the years.
Yes, big time. So 2 more questions. I personally I don't think Birmingham will go down, but do you think they'll go down?
No, not at all. I don't. This is the first time I felt certain towards the end of the season, but I don't want to say I'm certain. But I do. I honestly, if you ask me a quick fire question, I would say no. I don't think we're going to go down.
Okay.
I do believe we will stay up because we're playing our squad on paper. It shouldn't be where it is. End of the day, it really shouldn't.
Same with Forest, just like Forest,
exactly.
Yeah.
And if so, more with you, like you've got a better squad than us on paper, but we're not far behind you. You should be in that top 10. We should, for me, we should be minimum. We should at least be around, 13th, 14th, pushing that kind of 11th, 10th spot. With our squad, but it's a bit late now to look at those spots, certainly. But if we win tomorrow, we could be looking at 15th and around that place if we did win. So that's crazy to think about. I did actually predict us on our podcast that we will finish 15th under Bowyer. I felt that confident, and we. The other lads didn't believe me. They didn't think we were going to win that many games, but they're saying now every week that my prediction is probably going to be right, because that's the direction we're heading in. We've only lost 1 game. We've ever since we've gone ahead in a game, we have not conceded. We've, apart from, I think it was 1 game, and that was the very first game. But our game management is fantastic, and we've not thrown away any leads late on. If we've gone ahead in a game, then we've gone on to win it. So yeah, I'm pretty confident, and our game management has improved so much. So if we can take a lead against Forest tomorrow, my confidence will be right up there, and it'll be a tough job for Forest to get something out of the game, but there's no reason why you can't.
So last question, Tom. Your score prediction for tomorrow. What is it?
Oh, it's hard.
I've changed my prediction. I said different. I've changed it.
I will be interested to hear that. I'm really, really topsy turvy. I'm thinking either 2-2 or 2-1. I want to say 2-1 Blues, because we always seem to beat Forest at St Andrews. So I feel like my heart's saying 2-1 Blues, my head's saying either 2-2 or 1-1. So I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna go 2-1 Blues just for positivity's sake, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw at all, because it definitely has a draw vibe about it, especially if you go off the game earlier on in the season as well.
I said on Tom's channel, I said 1-1 or 2-1 to each one of the clubs. So I think I'd never give a prediction because I've just got a bad feeling that you'll win 3-1. I don't know why. I just don't know why because
I hope.
But hopefully, I'm like it didn't come true. But I've just got a feeling Birmingham will win 3-1. But I want Forest to win. But yeah, I'll say 3-1. People, before I go, what's everyone's prediction for tomorrow's game? If you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Tom's channel, like I said, is in the link below. There's 2 vlogs as well in the link below. I think when you lot beat 2, we spoke about the 2-0 when you won us 2-0 as well. That vlog's down as well, and last season's vlog as well is below as well. Tom, like I said, where are you watching the game tomorrow?
I haven't quite decided yet, but more than likely it'll be in my bedroom with a pint in hand. So
listen to me. I've got my mug. If Forest fans know, I've won this mug on Twitter. Have you ever heard of Terence?
No, I haven't actually, but I'll give them a look. That's quite a nice mug. I like that. I've got a retro blue shirt mug downstairs somewhere.
Basically, it's a Twitter page called Terence that do like all mugs for the championship. So I don't know if you've not seen it.
I'll go have a look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, what it is, I tagged my name and I think it was it. Oh, I've won the mug. Went okay, and it arrived yesterday.
Oh man, that's brilliant, mate. Nice mug to be fair. I like that.
It's my watch along mug now. So it's my watch along mug.
See, I do have a Birmingham City pint glass, and that tends to be my my chosen chalice for Blues games.
but like I said, people, it's my watch along starts tomorrow at 7:30. I will be doing another review show straight afterwards. That'll be around 9:45, whatever the game finishes. But Tom, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on my channel. Like I said, just make sure you subscribe to Tom's channel as well. Before you go, Tom, how long have you been doing your podcast? That's what people know.
See, Blues Focus TV has been around since June. I think it's June last year. There was an original podcast group who came in and did a good job. A nice group of lads as well. But then they left for educational reasons, like uni and all that. So when I saw the opportunity come around in January time, very early January, I thought, yeah, sure, I'll give it a go, because I was actually doing a podcast with, as you know, Adam Goalhanger.
Goalhanger is a Derby fan, people. So let's give it. I've given what it is. I've always I've tagged him on my Instagram story, and he wasn't a happy guy. So just thought I'd tell you that. If no one knows, Derby lost 3-0 up the Forest. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just I joined and it's been going really well ever since. I think we've done over double the podcasts the last group did. We've done a lot more pre-match stuff and post-match stuff. We're really developing the channel. It's massively on the rise and the views are pouring in at the moment. So it's really great to see, and it's a great thing to be a part of. And I'm just thankful that I've been given the opportunity to come in and have put my own kind of
spin
spin on it, really. And I'm happy I'm doing it.
But like I said, people, make sure, as I said, the link is below. There's 4 links. There's Tom's channel on the link. There's 2 Birmingham games that Birmingham won as well. And there's another link below as well, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, people, massive game tomorrow. Watch along with myself. Martin Price is back. Craig Price, he's working, but he might join in. But yeah, people, like I said, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. Thomas, it's been a pleasure.
It's been all mine, mate. Thank you for having me on.
But like I said, it's been a fantastic night. The no Super League, Derby County lost. So it's been a fantastic night. People, I'll see you tomorrow. Up the bloody Forest.
Keep riding up the Blues.